Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Homewrecker Podcast. Yes, we're back.
Yay!
It's been a minute or two.
Well, since we've recorded.
Yeah. Yes.
For our watchers, you can see we have a new background. We've settled into our tent, I guess, as well.
Our
as
new
we
home.
Can.
Yeah.
For the next few months.
Moving up in the world.
Yes. We went from a house to a tent.
We said, fuck houses. We're going to live in a tent.
Yes, that has no way to control temperature and gets down to 43 degrees so far. I think it was the coldest. Yeah. And then it got up to what, like in the 90s?
Yeah, we've reached extremes.
Yeah, we go from one extreme to another.
Both ends of the spectrum.
Keeping it fun.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely... This is going to be one of those, it's going to be one of those times we're going to look back on in a long time from now and go, hey, remember that? That was fun.
Well, I share a story with you. I'll share it with our hearers and watchers. Long ago, like 20 years ago, I was dating a guy and he was asked to join a band and they were from Providence. And so we moved to Providence because the singer of the band said, you know, I have a spare bedroom in my apartment. You guys can stay there. Sweet. We show up, we get there, come to find out she never told her roommate who was using that bedroom that she was kicking them out and that we were moving in. We didn't know this either. And so until she had to tell them and then give them time to find a new place. So for about a month, we lived in a closet outside of the apartment. So it was a 2-family house apartment building in Providence. And you go up the stairs and there's a door in front of you that went into the apartment. And on the left was a door that went to a closet and it had a window. And it was one of those old windows, not really any insulation. And this was in February. And so I just remember some nights it would get so cold in the room, you could see your own breath. And I just remember trying to be under the blankets and staying warm. And it was just ridiculously cold. And so in the tent, when it got to 43 degrees, I remember thinking, well, I can't see my own breath yet, so it's not that bad.
There you have it.
Positive attitude.
It's the only way to be.
Yeah.
Only way to be.
Yeah.
So I think there's a term for what we're doing because we've made this kind of like, it's a tent, obviously, but we've made it kind of like home, like how home used to be.
Like our bedroom.
In a way. We have, obviously we're recording, so we have power in here.
We have a bed.
Little generator. We have a bed. We're not sleeping on the ground in sleeping bags or anything like that. We don't have our bed, like our regular bed, but we have a bed. And we have a recliner in here. We've got our dresser.
Yeah.
We have a TV.
Our bookshelf with all my crystals.
So I can't say we're roughing it exactly. No. But I think the term I heard.
Well, when you go camping, it's called glamping.
Glamping, that's it.
But we're not camping. We're living.
This isn't like for the weekend. This is for
a few months while our addition gets built. Yeah. So we'll share with everyone. So we're basically moving in with my parents. They have land up in the mountains. And they're getting older and it's a lot of work for them and they have some health issues and we just want to be here to take care of them because my parents have always been there for me. And I've always said, I will take care of them. I don't want them going in a home. I will do everything I can to take care of them because I love them. And I'm just like, we're family, we stick together. And so we sold our house and
thankfully you have me who's on board with that.
Yes, because I'm very lucky because Alex loves my parents too.
Yes.
We sold our house and we're getting an addition built on so we can basically be here with them and help them whenever they need it because it's a lot of land to take care of, but it's good for us. It's good for the kids. We're getting our garden going and more space to play. And our goal we talked about in the homesteading episode, we want to get chickens and milking goats. And now we're talking about maybe a donkey.
Yeah, because I didn't know I'm learning so much. I love it. But donkeys like
They're good
protection like livestock and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I had no idea.
The goats protect the chickens. The donkey protects the goats.
Yeah, like I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But apparently, yeah, donkeys are like badasses.
Yeah, and they can kick with the front. Like, yeah, they're tough. They can bite.
They like bite and like break like coyote necks and stuff. I'm hearing all these different stories. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I honestly I never knew any of that kind of stuff. So it's pretty neat. But yeah. that's in our future, a little bit down the road, but for sure.
So we thought we'd share our experience because it's been quite an experience.
Which experience? The moving part?
I think everything far the past few weeks.
Selling the house, moving, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. It's been fun. It's been an experience for sure. I'm very thankful that I've never let myself go, as they say, as I've aged. I'm very thankful I've kept up on my exercise, and I'm always like very cognizant of that, trying to always maintain my strength and all that kind of stuff with weight training. And yeah, because we both collectively put our bodies through the ringer.
Yeah.
And continue to do so
each day.
Every day now.
Yeah. So we decided to just get a U-Haul. What did we get? Like a 20-foot U-Haul?
We had a 20-foot U-Haul, the 20-foot box truck.
So we had a 4-bedroom house with a full basement and a shed.
A full basement gym.
Well, like a full basement, meaning like it was filled with stuff. We had a gym in there. I had all my Orgonite, everything set up perfectly so I could just go outside because it was a walkout basement. And like we had everything perfectly set up. Like Alex had a small office in there. We had our washer and dryer. Like we had all this stuff. And we were packing since we found out, like, okay, we're selling the house and we have a closing date. Like once we found out we sold the house, we started packing. And it just felt like one of those things where no matter how hard you worked, it just wasn't enough. And we took Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we took 3 days to move. The first day we were like,
well, you left out the part where we did everything. We didn't hire movers. We didn't have any family or friends that were able to come help or anything like that. It was you and I, and that's it. We packed everything and we moved everything.
Yes, by ourselves.
By ourselves.
3 children.
No help at all.
Literally the 2 of us.
Just the 2 of us. So you're talking about heavy bed frames, dressers,
and trying
couches.
to get that down a flight of stairs. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized from that.
We're gonna tell some stories. Hopefully people don't get too bored.
No, it's kind of funny. And I think it's good if you're thinking about moving, being aware of some of the shit, because you think, oh, okay, I don't have that much stuff. We went through the whole house and got rid of so much stuff. Okay, we're not going to use it. Let's donate it, sell it, or get rid of it, whatever.
Put it on the sidewalk with a sign saying free on it.
People take it.
Yeah. And yeah, we got rid of a lot of stuff that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially this was our first house that we sold. The first house we ever lived in. So
this was our first home.
Yeah. So when we moved in, like most people do, you get a house and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, you fill it with stuff.
Yeah. We went from a 2-bedroom, 750 square foot apartment
into a 4-bedroom house.
4-bedroom house. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and we were there for almost 10 years. Actually, I think, did we hit 10 years there? I can't remember.
Might have been. I don't know.
Anyway, almost 10 years.
Yeah, maybe 9.
So obviously you collect a lot of things. Like we were saying, our basement, I had a full gym setup, which I'd been building and making my gym for the last 10 years. Cause I was always buying equipment, dumbbells. Like I don't half-ass shit. Like if I want something good, I want it good. So I bought like really high quality stuff, had all, dumbbells, kettlebells, whatever, you name it. I had a bunch of stuff, like really high quality stuff. So we had to pack all of that, break it all down, take it all apart.
The best part is it took you 3 days to put that gym together.
Well, yeah, that's just the one. It's a
Force USA.
It's the G12 Gym. And essentially it's like a Smith machine. It's got two 200-pound weight stacks. So 400 pounds of weight for cables, for use with cables, all kinds of different attachments and things. So essentially it's like you can do any exercise you can do in a commercial gym, you could do on this piece of equipment. And like I said, had a bench in there, had a pull down machine.
It had everything.
I had everything, like 2 separate dumbbell racks, tons of weights, weight plates everywhere, barbells everywhere, trap bar. I had everything. Like you name it. I could do any workout I wanted. And which, when we bought the house, that was like the big thing for me was I need a basement because I'm going to have a gym in my house. Because I hate going to the gym and dealing with people, because people just don't go to the gym to train. And that's what I wanted to do. And so anyway, so yeah, it was just you and I breaking that whole thing down and packing the entire house. We've never moved out of a house before, so this was a new experience. Like I said, we moved into a house from a 2-bedroom apartment.
So this was a learning experience. So if you want to move, you might want to listen to this and kind of learn from us.
If you haven't, if you've never moved before, but yeah, the best advice I can give to somebody is don't buy a lot of stuff that you don't need. The thing with us is everything we had in our house, we used. Like it wasn't just, we weren't like pack rats or anything like that. Like anything we had was something we had a use for while we were in that house. Now, obviously you move and you realize, okay, well, where I'm going to be now, I don't need this thing, or I don't need that thing. And that's, that happens. But yeah, just getting stuff packed. And then now, obviously, this time we have 3 kids now. Before we only had the one, so a lot of extra things, what was that?
Gunshot.
Nice. Oh, yeah. All right. I
Hunting.
don't know if the mics are picking that up or not. But yeah, we're in an area where hunting,
lots of hunting
and stuff. So
we know it's gunshots, but it's not like the Manchester City gunshots of people shooting each other. It's actually people hunting on their own property.
Right.
Oh no, those are fireworks.
That's fireworks.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, they were doing fireworks last night because we were recording on Memorial Day weekend.
Yes. So anyhow, just that's the best advice I give is don't fill your house with stuff
you don't need, especially.
Definitely. Yeah.
But yeah, so we decided on the Friday, we got to break down the bedroom sets because we were all using our beds and everything. So let's get the bedrooms done first. So we did all 4 bedrooms, broke it all down, and 3 of the bedrooms are upstairs. And the way our stairs went, it's like you go down and then you kind of turn and come around, and I forget what that's called. But it's almost like big triangles as you turn, and then it's regular steps again. And so trying to get things, it's not just a straight shoot down. So trying to get really big things like our bed frame, which was for our Tempur-Pedic, our bed can adjust.
Yeah, it's like one of those beds where you can
go
up and the feet go up. And
how much would you say that thing weighed?
It had to be
200 pounds.
Yeah, I would say probably 200 pounds. I could be overestimating. It maybe was only 150.
It has a hydraulic system,
but it's awkward. It's heavy. It's
trying to get that down the stairs. And I just remember thinking, I don't want to die this way.
I remember when we moved into the house, moving that bed up there, we actually had my dad helping us at the time. And so there was 3 of us getting it up there. And I remember when we set it up, we said, we're never moving out of here because we're not going to move this bed. Yeah. I remember that, like saying,
we lied to ourselves.
Obviously, as time goes by, things change.
There was a point where like it's so heavy, and I had it kind of on my shoulder, and it started leaning in against my head, and then we had the railing from the stair on the other side, and I'm just thinking, if this drops, it's going to break my fucking neck. I'm going to die. And yeah, that's why I was like, I don't want to die like this. But it was just one of those things where it was a bitch and a half. And I'm so glad it's done and over with. But
we still have to move it into the new house.
Oh my God. Yeah. But it was one of those things where I thought we can do 2 trips on this day. We'll do the bedroom. We'll go back. We'll get the bedroom set up for the kids so they can sleep there and be comfortable. We'll head back to the house and we'll just do 2 trips. We spent 16 hours?
Yes.
16 hours on Friday, the Friday we moved. That first day we spent 16 hours doing 1 trip. And that was breaking everything down, getting it over, and then setting it up. It was by the time we actually did do 2 trips, but we took my car because we had to get our cat. And that was another thing that happened. Our other cat, Yoda, passed away Tuesday before we moved. So she was really old. I mean, our cats are all old, but I could tell like a week before she was leaving us, and a few days before she passed, like she told me like, yeah, this is time. And she left us, but she was peaceful, and
she left in the best way possible though. Like really did.
Yeah, but that was still tough because it's like all this change is happening, and then like and she's the one who would sleep with us every night, and she passed, and that really sucked. So we had that going on, and then it took us 16 hours. After it was 8:00 at night, 9:00 at night, and we drove back. So almost an hour drive to Manchester from where we are. And we had to go get more stuff, like the stuff that we needed. And we got our other cat, and had to come back. So I think by the time we got home, it was 10:30. And that day pushed us to our limits. I could barely move, and I had to push myself. And I just kept telling, like, it was totally mind over matter. My body felt like, when you have a car that's in the wrong gear and you're trying to go and it's just like clunking and it doesn't want to go. That is what my body felt like. My body was toast. I could hardly move. I was taking steps. I looked like, I don't know what, but it's just like people, if they saw me walking, would be like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Because I was just like taking like these little baby steps, and I was in so much pain, but I told myself, I have to get this done. I have no choice. So it's like my mind just pushed my body to do it. And I kept doing that for a few more days.
And that was the first night.
That was the first night.
Yeah, I wasn't in as rough a shape as you were.
But you're in better shape than me. I swear,
I mean,
that weekend I lost 10 pounds in sweat alone, because it also happened to be, we had kind of cool weather, 60s, maybe a few 70-degree days, lower 70s.
Yeah,
it got into the 90s. The weekend we're moving, it's in the 90s. It was like 91, 92 degrees.
Yeah, and it was humid too. So it was like the double whammy.
And we had no AC in the house.
No.
Because we didn't put the window ACs in.
No. Well, we're moving.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just in it so hot in the house.
So yeah, so that was fun.
That was an experience.
Yeah, but what we did 2 trips on the Saturday.
Yes, we were able to get 2 trips down. Again, another 16-hour day.
And then we the third day, the Sunday, was the day where we got the gym.
The
refrigerator, like the really big stuff. Yeah. So that was, it was a lot of fun.
And one of the funniest things is we had previously talked about getting rid of our couch because it was older and we wanted to get a new one. And we thought, well, we'll use it until we move. Then instead of moving it, we'll just get rid of it. And then we'll just buy a new couch when the house is ready.
Right.
And so we're going to move the couch. And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought we didn't want this.
Yeah, because we had to we had to take the door off the hinges in the front of our house in order to get the couch out, just because of the way it's set up. Like that's the only door it could go out, and we remembered that to get it in, we had to take the door off the hinges. So anyway, yeah, we're doing that, and then we realized
wait, we didn't even want to take this with us.
We didn't even want this. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. So,
but it was kind of one of those, like you said, the cat passing away, and then it's just you and me.
Yeah.
Everything happening so fast because we put the house on the market, and it was gone within
days.
Within days.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was gone like the next day after, because we just did an open house kind of thing.
Yeah, and 2 days.
And then we just fielded offers.
Yeah.
For the next couple of days and decided on and accepted one, and then that was it. So right after that, like, I mean, we had a really anxious buyer who wanted to get in really soon, so we were able to get a really quick closing date.
Yeah.
So
he wanted it earlier.
He wanted it
we
even
only
earlier.
had, I think, what, 4 weeks?
I think it was just under 4 weeks.
Just under 4 weeks.
So most, I mean, that's pretty typical. We
Usually
asked,
it's like, yeah.
Pardon me, we asked to have the additional time because we had to get everything set up. Like, we have 2 20-foot storage containers outside with our house essentially in there, waiting for to be moved into the new house when it's built. So yeah, we just needed time to get storage units and everything, and
get everything packed
and figure out where are we going to sleep. I mean, the kids thankfully are able to stay in the main house with your parents, but we need a place for us and the remaining cat who's actually wedged between us here.
Yeah, she's cuddling with us.
And so we had to get, we needed time for that. So it was like, yeah, we'd love to sell right away for you, but we gotta
figure this shit out.
We gotta give us a little time.
I looked at campers if you're moving somewhere and you need like a temporary place to live, if you want to rent like an RV camper, it'll, at least in our area, cost about $3,000
a month. It was a month, right? $3,000 a month.
Yeah, $3,000 a month.
Yeah, to rent a camper. So we were like,
that's not going to work. Well, why don't we just
buy one? So then we went and tried to price them out.
But our vehicle, it's an SUV, but it's not strong enough to tow a camper. And so we were looking at the pop-up campers, but even that would be pushing it with my SUV because I think it can only tow like 3,500 pounds. So we didn't really have a lot to work with. And I thought, well, if I'm going to buy something, I want to be able to use it. I don't want to just have it dropped off and then never use it again.
Right, exactly.
So that's when we were thinking about a yurt. And we can't put a yurt up because the town would say, well, that's a living additional dwelling, and we'd have to get permits and we'd have to go through all this. So we decided to go with a tent. So it's a Bell tent. It's a 20-foot tent. It's canvas. And if for the people watching, you can see behind us, that's the canvas tent. And I mean, it's pretty not bad at all.
It's holding up just fine. Yeah.
We set up a platform so it's not flat on the dirt. So we use wood pallets, and then we put plywood over it.
Wood pallets and plywood over it, just to make kind of a platform so it's raised off the ground. So when it rains and everything,
because it gets muddy over here.
Yeah, we'll be kind of raised up off the ground, which is good. And and put some rugs down inside here.
Yeah, and then we had to get a portable AC because we can't have it 95 degrees in here with our cat.
Yeah. So that's why I said we're glamping.
Yeah.
Right. Because we have
we're making the best of it.
All these modern.
We're here.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, just moving itself, and then then our kids got sick. So on the Monday we were both going to go to the house and clean.
Yeah. The kids got sick, and it was I think it was one of those deals where they were with us while we're moving, and of course, we were clean, but most people, I would presume, listening and watching, you don't lift up your bureau and vacuum under there once a week or once a month or whatever. You probably let it sit for a while until maybe you rearrange the room, or maybe you do it once a year, spring cleaning or something like that. But when you're moving bureaus and things like that, and then just the dust that's there, and then of course you're walking in and out of the house, tracking dirt and dust and everything, and we're moving, so I don't want to say we don't care, but it's not like the first thing on your mind. Like, you're not going to take your shoes off going in and out of the house and that kind of thing. So anyway, the kids are they're young. We have young children, so they're playing with the new open space that they have now, but we didn't vacuum it yet. They're just jumping around like our 5-year-olds jumping and rolling around. You can see dust flying up in the air. So I think what happened was they were just breathing in all this dust and everything else. And yeah, I mean, the body needs to get rid of that. So
and that just reminded
they got
me.
sick.
So a few days before we move, my mom finds online that the new mattresses we just got our kids a couple months ago have a class action lawsuit against it.
That's right.
So
that's right.
We wanted to get the kids new beds because they needed them. So we looked at what got good reviews, and there's a brand called Nectar. So we ordered 2 full-size beds and the bed frames to go with them. And the kids loved it. It was comfortable. But my mom found out there was a class action lawsuit against Nectar because a few things. One, they say that the mattresses are made in the USA. They're not. They're made in China. 2, they fill it with fiberglass and glass inside. So people are getting health issues using these mattresses because it's filled with fiberglass. And some actually have like shards of glass inside of the memory foam, which is insane. And so I like days before we're moving, I'm like, shit, now we have to get the kids new mattresses. I need to return this.
Yeah.
And so I was working on that too, like contacting Nectar. I basically told him, I just found out there's a class action lawsuit against you guys for the mattresses. And these are for my kids. I don't want these. And so I basically just what did they do? Like I had to take pictures of the mattresses to show like they weren't damaged. And then they have like a company come and pick it up and they donate the mattresses. But that company isn't anywhere around us. So I could either cut the tags and dispose of it and have pictures of that. I can donate it to somebody and fill out a form, or I could like give it to someone for free and have them fill out a form or something. So we cut the tags and put it out. But that was something else we were dealing with. There's a class action lawsuit against my kids' mattresses, and now I got to work on getting rid of that
and make sure they have beds to new beds. This is all happening like the week we're
moving. And so I think that was like the Sunday, I think, before we moved. So that Sunday we ordered new mattresses for the kids, and they happened to arrive at where we moved to that Friday. So
that we needed them. Yeah, it's perfect.
It worked for us. Thank you, universe, for working with us. That worked. But it was just crazy, like all the things going on.
Yeah. There was a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, so everybody got sick on that Sunday. So you and I are moving. We're doing the hardest part of the move because it's all the weights and the gym, having to take that whole thing apart and I didn't transport it.
I didn't feel good either because I pushed my body. I was sweating so profusely. My brother thought I got a touch of heat stroke. I was sweating so profusely. When my sweat would dry, I had dried salt all over my face. And what would happen is I would be so hot and sweaty. And then I'd get in my car with the AC blasting, and then I would get so cold, like I cooled down too fast. Rinse and repeat, doing that over and over. And that messed, I think, with my internal temperature. And so that first night when we did shower, I was like so hot. And then I'd get so cold. I couldn't regulate my body temperature. And then I did it for 2 more days. And that just threw me off trying to feel normal because it was just so hot and my body, I guess, wasn't used to that. And again, I'm not in as good of shape as Alex. Thank God one of us is in shape because like the stuff we're trying to move, we tried to move our gun safe. I couldn't budget I just by myself couldn't even budget an inch. But you were able to like powerhouse it like a fucking beast, like manhandling it around. It's like what, 800 pounds. And here I am like trying to push and nothing's happening.
It's 800 pounds. It's not, it was big. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big. Yeah. Well, it's got to get done. There's no one else to help. So
it's just us.
It's just us.
Again, that mind over matter. You have to do it. And yeah.
So yeah, so that Sunday evening, we both it was raining when we got back
Started raining.
with all the gym equipment and the rest of the fridge, all that kind of stuff. And I think that was most everything. I mean, that was like the last trip with the U-Haul. And it had started raining when we got to our destination. So we're sweating like crazy, and then we're out in the rain moving all this stuff, and we're just both of us by this point. I'd been okay most of the weekend, and by Sunday night I was done. Like I had pushed myself so much. We weren't eating very well either.
I couldn't even eat. My body was just so broken down. I couldn't eat anything.
We didn't have time to stop to eat. That's the thing.
So Sunday we were there and we were like, we need to eat something. We haven't really eaten in 2 days. We need to eat. So we ordered Chinese food from our local restaurant, and the owners are so nice and we love them.
Greatest Chinese
food. One of the owners comes by and she knew we were selling the house, and we always chit chat. And she was saying, oh, you need Gatorade. And, because we're drinking water, she's like, you need Gatorade. And I'm thinking, it's all sugar. Thinking, yeah, we did an episode on that. It's all sugar. We're like, yeah. So she gives us our food. 10 minutes later, she comes back with a bag.
It was a little longer.
Was it?
That.
Okay.
Yeah, a little longer.
My concept of time that day, no idea. But she comes back shortly after with a bag full of Gatorade, Perrier water, and ice, so we could have that. And I'm just thinking, and like she was hugging us too and everything. And
she's hugging us. I mean, well, it's like I said to you, because before she came with the drinks and everything, I said, this lovely lady, really nice Asian lady. And I said, we always take the time to talk to her when she'd bring us.
She's awesome.
She'd deliver our food. We'd always talk with her and speak with her. And like, not like for a minute or two, like we would chat her up. Like she would initiate conversation, but we would talk with her and like listen to her. And, we exchange stories and things like that as much as you can with a delivery driver, but she would like stay for 5-10 minutes at a time. Like you would show her your garden. I would sit and talk to her about just different stuff. Like I remember telling her one time about how because I'd been in her house. I believe she's the owner, right?
Yeah, her husband.
Her husband. Yeah. So I'd been in their home for my previous job, doing something in their home, and how I remember just how clean it was. And when they told me who they were, it's like, oh, your restaurant's awesome. I love your restaurant. And then I had to go to their restaurant, and I was doing something in their kitchen, running a wire or something. They were getting internet service anyway. And I remember just seeing how clean the kitchen was and thinking, I love their food. Now that I'm in their home is like immaculate, spotless, clean. And now I'm in their kitchen. I see, oh, so it's a clean place too. So it's kind of one of those things where you never know what's going on in a restaurant. But like that one, I always felt like great because I knew the owners, like I'd been in their home and I'd seen the kitchen of the place. So I knew that what I'm not getting like, gross, disgusting stuff, cockroaches and stuff. Like they wouldn't stand for that kind of thing. So anyway, we had a good rapport back and forth and stuff. So when she left, because she hugged you, and then she said, you're sweaty, I don't want to hug you. And I'm like, oh, that's okay, don't worry about it, it's all right. And she goes, no, come here. So she gives me a hug and a hug and everything. Great lady. So she leaves. And I said, that lady, I said, do you see, like, you just talk to somebody. Like,
because she said, like, you're always so nice, you talk to me.
Yeah. And I was just saying, I was remarking to you how that's all some people need. They just want to talk to you. Like, who cares if she's Asian and English isn't her first language? Who cares?
She's so nice.
She's like the nicest lady. And she's just friendly. Like, why wouldn't you talk to her? But the fact that she made that comment to us, I was like, I mean, it was like, Sunday, you realize that she probably, anytime we call with an order, probably like saw, oh, that address,
they knew her address.
I'm gonna deliver that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
because she knew that she's gonna get a conversation, and she, the kids would always say hi to her and that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just remarked to you how, some people, they just want to talk. And it's too bad that people don't take the time to talk to each other anymore, because there's so many great people out there that you're missing out the chance on getting to know and meeting. And I'm not saying like we know this lady well or anything, but just making small talk, you're missing out on like really positive interactions. And she comes by, what, a half hour later, we're sitting there. We finally decide, okay, we need to sit. We need to just eat. We're not going to eat all of our food because I'm not going to be able to move.
I could only eat like such a small amount.
But we're going to have a small amount of food for fuel. And that's it. And then the doorbell rings and it's her. And like you said, she brought us Gatorade. She brought us water, ice. Like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. It was just like, oh my gosh, like what a sweet lady. Like, wow. Awesome.
It was just it was such a wowing moment, like so humbling to think, like, because we never like to ask people for help. Like we fucking moved our entire house, just the two of us, because we don't want to ask for help. We never want to inconvenience people. And unfortunately, the few times we have asked people for help, we didn't really get it most of the majority of the time. People don't want to help. And so we've kind of, I guess, been a little conditioned to just not ask because people don't want to help and we don't want to inconvenience people. And so without even asking somebody, and for them to just do that, it was huge for us. It meant so much to us.
Yeah.
And then another thing that happened on Sunday was we put some stuff out for free in front of our house because people will drive by and take it. And there was a small table that we didn't need. And a family pulls up asking if it was free, could they take it? So I went over, I talked to them, and they were telling us that they just moved into the projects down the street, like further down behind us, there's like kind of project area.
Yeah, about a mile down.
Affordable apartments, I guess. And so her and her family, it was like her mom, her two kids, and her boyfriend. They just moved in there and they had absolutely nothing. And so they're asking if there's anything else you have, we'll take it. And so Alex and I had previously mentioned we didn't want our couch. And I thought, well, let's give them our couch because we want to get a new one anyway. And they don't have anything. And then I also had a dining room table that I was selling. So it's like 4 chairs and a bench. If you watch older episodes, it's where we sat all the time to record in our kitchen. And we were going to sell that. And if we didn't sell it, we were just going to take it with us. And I thought, it's a big family. There's 5 of them. They don't have anything. Let's give them that table if they want it. So I asked you if you were okay with us doing that. And you were. And so she gave me her number because she's like, text me if you have anything else. And so we basically said, we have this and we have this. It's yours if you want it. And we loaded it up in the U-Haul and drove it down to them and brought it to them because we just thought, this is a family. They have absolutely nothing. They're starting basically over. And if we can give, isn't it our responsibility to give? And so we gave them what we could. It was the stuff that, yeah, I could have sold it and made some money, but in the big scheme of it, if it's going to someone who can use it, that means more to us than making a couple $100. So we gave that stuff, but that also took time out of our day on Sunday to load it up and bring it to them and then unload it. But it felt really good to help. So
yeah, yeah, like when you came and asked me, because I think I was taking something apart while you were outside speaking to them. I didn't see them until later, and you came and asked me. I kind of got emotional with you a little bit because we had that really nice gesture from the Chinese food lady. And I wish I knew her name, but that's the only way I can refer to her. Sorry.
I knew it and then I forgot it.
But so I just felt like, yeah, I mean, we're not rich or anything like that, but
just like, FYI, we don't make any money doing this podcast.
Does anybody make money doing a podcast?
I don't know. Some people do.
But yeah, I just felt like it almost just felt like, it just felt so good that I got like emotional about it. Cause it's like, these people have nothing and we have we don't have money, but we have these things that were useful to us, and that, I mean, yeah, like you said, we could have sold it, made some, but really it's negligible compared to the use and the help that you're giving. I mean, just people that we never, I didn't know who they were. I had no idea at all. And
here I am. What else can I give them? Like, what do I have?
That's the thing. We kind of like looked around at that point. We're like, yeah, whatever we can give. Look, great. Let's do it. And I had like this part of me that was like, maybe they're just scamming you or something, you know? But I try to push that voice out. Like, dude, no, come on, enough. Just help, because these people are not ashamed to, and it's not easy to ask for help for anybody.
Yeah.
And for somebody to say we have nothing, and I knew where they were moving to. I was familiar with the area, and for somebody to say, if you have anything, we'll take whatever you have. That's somebody that's really, really, they're having a tough time. And it's hard to ask for help. So when somebody does, if you're able to, I just felt like it was our duty to do that. And I felt really good about doing it. I almost feel weird talking about it now, because I feel like it's almost like putting us over for it, because I don't want to share the
story just because I hope it inspires people. If there's someone in need and you have the opportunity where you can help them, to just do it. Like you said, you like skeptical. Are they trying to work us? Are they trying to scam us? But I don't know. I mean, if you're living in that area, you don't have anything, you know? So it's pretty, like, I don't think, and I mean, the vehicle they were driving was pretty old, and it was tough, and they had 2 little ones, and, you know.
Yeah. Being a parent changed a lot for me because so definitely, if I see another parent and that's you know, having it a little rougher than I am, if I can help in any way, I just feel like I said, it's our duty. So,
but I just wanted to share that to hopefully inspire people to not be afraid to give, especially if it's something that you don't need and somebody's in need. Like, just give it, because it makes a difference.
Yeah. So enough about that. I don't want.
Moving on.
I don't want to make this
Monday we had to clean everything, so I stayed with the kids, and Alex basically spent the whole day. And what happened?
Oh, for crying out loud! Yeah, it's always something. So I've got the vacuum cleaner, because now our realtor is saying it just has to be broom clean. They're coming in. They're gonna tear the carpets out. They're doing all that.
Not our style.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to do, just patch up the little holes in the wall from where the TVs are mounted, and that's all you have to do. That's contractually all you have to do. Like you said, not our style. Anytime I've ever moved out of an apartment or anything like that, I wanted to leave it
better than how we got
better than how I got it, because for me, it's a respect thing. It's like, that's not my property,
but it's a reflection of yourself.
And it's also a reflection of you, right? And when we moved out of our last apartment before we got into the house, you know, it was kind of one of those, also, you want to get your security deposit back, so you don't want to leave a place a mess. But we cleaned so well that the management company like said to us, you cleaned this better than the cleaning crew we bring in. Like, we have to bring them in contractually, but you've already done like more than they would have. And I was
we
like,
did get our security deposit back in full.
We did get our security deposit back. So there you go.
Yeah.
But so anyway, moving on to the house.
So you're vacuuming.
So I'm vacuuming because I just don't want I don't care that they're tearing the carpets out. I want it to be clean.
We want them to walk. We want the guy to walk into the house and feel good.
Exactly. To feel like how we felt when we moved in.
Yeah.
Because when we moved in, everything was brand new, nice new carpets, nice fresh paint everywhere. We weren't going to paint because, again, we were told not to, but I just wanted it to be clean anyway. So I'm vacuuming. I start on I started on the second floor where our bedrooms all were, and the damn vacuum broke on me.
We had it for like a decade.
We did have it for a decade. We'd replaced several parts on it, that had broken over time. It was one of those, it was a shark. Is that what it was called?
I don't know.
I forget.
Yeah,
Something like that. But it was one of those where you could buy like different parts. So I'd replaced the hose a couple times or replaced anyway. And the darn thing dies on me. Like, what the heck? So I thought it was just clogged because of all the dust and everything that was all over the place. And so I go to dump the little canister out into a trash bag that I had up there. And we had already taken our trash cans out. So all I had was a bag. So there was nothing else in there but this bag. And I go to dump the contents out, and some of it goes in the bag. And then the rest of it just like flopped out of the bag and into all over the stairway going down the stairs. I'm like, no. So I'm like, okay, that sucked. Oh, and it got all over the wall. Nice white wall, all over the wall. Damn it. So I clean it up the best that I can, not having a working vacuum. But at that point, I didn't realize the vacuum was broken. I thought it just got clogged.
So how long did you spend trying to fix it?
I spent like an hour and a half trying to fix this vacuum.
Hour and a half trying to fix it. It was dead. The motor died.
The motor just died. And I thought it was just clogged, and it wasn't. It was me going through the hose, and I had it all completely cleaned out and cleared out, and I cleaned it for nothing because yes, the motor
all for naught.
The motor died on the damn thing.
So that happened. So it was just fun. Really, really long weekend. And then like we were just shoving things in our tent, trying to just get it in, and then trying to figure out like, okay, now we need a day to like put it together,
put this thing together, make it livable.
Yeah. And so it didn't take that long doing it. It was just, okay, where can we put things and moving it? Because like when we just had everything inside, it was so crammed together, and you'd like contort your body trying to move through everything. You get to the edge because it's a bell tent. It's kind of like the top, it comes out, but along the edges, it comes in. So more in the middle is where you have higher ceiling space.
Right.
And yeah, just trying to walk through. It's like a maze trying to get around everything. So yeah, that was fun, but we got that taken care of. And then just trying to get stuff done, working on building like a bigger garden, and we had to get stuff to fence it in. And then over the weekend, we put a French drain in the backyard because we have a pond and it gets so wet. It's always mucky. You need muck boots to walk back there.
Yeah.
And so we put in a French drain, and that was a really long day. Yeah, and I got sunburned. And then today we were working on a little bit more, and my body apparently was like, oh, you're not sunburned enough, Monique. Let's burn you some more. And so it did. You can't really, I think, tell on the video.
I don't think you could tell, but yeah, like my head, because I didn't wear a hat. Yeah. And so my shaved head, got really burned my neck. Yeah. I wasn't as bad as you.
I'm looking in the screen and I'm thinking, I actually look kind of tan. I don't have any makeup on. I have a loose tank top because my skin hurts. But I'm just being real with you.
I don't mean to laugh, but my goodness.
What?
You have to laugh.
You have to.
You have to. I'm looking down at my feet right now because today
we're
working outside, I decided I'm not going to wear shoes or boots. I'm just going to wear my flip-flops. And I have like, you can see
the strap is pale.
My feet are burned.
I have like so random sunburn on my legs. I don't know if I can, it's not showing, but it's like random patches of sunburn just from working outside, I guess. Yeah. Last night I was
what did you guess? That's obviously where it's from.
And I keep scratching my legs because they have so many bug bites. I came in last night. I'm like, I'm burnt, I'm blistered, and I'm bitten. I had bug bites on my face, all over my legs, on my arms. When we were moving, we got so many bug bites.
Yeah, I used off spray for like the first time in decades, and I felt awful after using it because I was so just like sweaty and everything. So I'm just spraying myself in the face because there's so many. Oh, and it got ticks everywhere.
So many
my
fucking
gosh.
Ticks up here. Like tons of gnats, so many ticks. I mean, our tent we're always like kicking out. We find them by like the entrance, and like we always have to do a tick check, because if you're outside, you're probably going to find a tick or two on you. But constantly doing tick checks, because there's just so many ticks, which is why we need chickens to eat them all.
That's right.
Yeah. Circle of life.
Yeah, it's enough, not for their eggs or meat or anything. No,
to eat the damn ticks.
Eat the ticks.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot more bugs up here.
Yeah, well, what do you expect?
No, I know, I'm just sharing.
It's definitely not what we were used to living where we did before. But I told you, like, I love it.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of really cool bugs up here where I'm like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah,
I like bugs.
I rolled my eyes there because I don't really examine the bugs and
I take pictures of them, and like there was a dragonfly hanging out, like this huge dragonfly hanging out by our storage container. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, damn it, I don't have my phone to take a picture of it. It's so cool. And I'm talking to it.
Yeah, I found that since we moved up here, I found that I'm not checking my phone as much. Not that I really did before.
I've barely been on my phone and on the computer.
There was like 3 days of moving. I didn't look at anything at all because we were just nonstop going.
Yeah.
But
that's how it's been every day. Yeah. We have something going on.
But like I said, I love it. I think it's
fantastic.
We're
busy.
It's great.
So yeah, even trying to do social media for like the episode we put out, I totally forgot. And I'm like, oh shit, I could have put something out for that to like tell people we have a new episode, because we took a week off just because there was so much going on. We just needed.
Life got crazy.
Yeah, it got crazy.
And it's starting to settle down a little bit. But then it's gonna get crazy again when they start breaking ground, which hopefully will be in the next day or two.
Yeah, next 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
exciting.
Should be fun and exciting getting to watch that all happen.
Uh-huh.
Then we're gonna be right here watching our house get built. So it'll be cool.
Overseeing it all.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's
be standing over. Hey, you get to work. Put that board over there. You put that.
I'd be more like,
I'm gonna just be watching.
What are you doing? Teach me.
Yeah. What are you doing? That looks cool. Yeah.
Will you explain everything you're doing so I can learn?
Yeah. So that's our moving experience.
Yes.
We jumped around a lot and we probably talked over each other a bunch, but we had a lot that happened. And
we've had a lot.
Forgotten a lot that happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun experience. So if you are going to move out of your house,
you can do it.
You could do it.
2 people.
For sure. Absolutely.
But you got to have the right mentality.
You need to be mentally prepared for it, and you need to give yourself enough time.
Yeah.
Because 3 days is what it took us, and several trips.
We planned 3 days thinking we'll probably get it done in 2.
But
just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we need it all.
We needed all 3. And then an additional day, like I said, for the cleaning to get done.
Yeah.
What a debacle that turned into for me.
But it's done.
But we got done.
It's done. But yeah, I mean, you can do it, but you have to have the right mental attitude. If you don't, then just hire somebody.
Hire movers. Those movers you see, like those moving signs, college movers, all like whatever you see around in your area. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I mean, they charge obviously because it's hard work.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people say, oh, the movers break stuff and this and that. You have to decide the way I look at it now, looking retrospectively, you have to decide, is your time and energy worth what you're going to pay these movers? And if some stuff, I mean, like your really fragile, valuable stuff, move it yourself in your car or whatever.
I don't think we broke anything, did we?
We didn't break a damn thing, and we had a lot of stuff that could have broken.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, all my crystals.
I'm really surprised nothing broke.
Yeah. Nope, nothing broke. And
I mean, we were careful with everything.
Yeah.
But I'm just really surprised nothing broke.
Yeah, we were lucky. Nothing broke.
Yeah.
But I mean, or if you don't have the money, because movers can be thousands of dollars.
Yeah. What were we quoted for?
I think it was like about $4,000.
4,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we saved 4,000, just beat the hell out of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, when you put in gas.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Probably spent maybe 500 total. No, actually under 1,000 because we bought all those supplies. So we spent under $1,000. So we saved over $3,000 by doing it ourselves.
Yeah. So,
but we put our bodies through the ringer. And I mean, we were doing this on just fucking straight mental, like, you have to do this. You don't have a choice. You have to get it done.
That was you.
Okay. I was doing that. Yes. You were just being a manimal and getting shit done.
I don't play games.
We don't fuck around.
We don't.
No.
But yeah, no, for sure. If you have the means to do so, hire movers. That means
save the stress.
Save yourself in
your body.
Yeah. And yeah, the stress big time, of course. Mm-hmm. And then also I'm losing my train of thought. I apologize.
Movers. But I know we're tired. It's been a long day working
Just get
outside
movers.
Again. Yeah.
Just do it.
If you can.
It's worth it if you can. Yeah, absolutely.
If you can, yeah. So.
Or get a lot of friends and tell them, you have to help me. Just help me. Do what do what we didn't do.
Do you know how many times I've been asked to help somebody move?
Every time I was asked to help somebody move, I was there.
I was there
every single time.
And do you know how many times I was the only one who showed up?
I'm sure a couple, because that happened to me. I had a buddy of mine who moved. Like, this is exactly how this happened. He moves out of his parents' house, moves in with a girl. I think it was on a Saturday. The Sunday, that Saturday night, the first night they're together in their new place, they get a huge fight. He calls me up. Yeah, I'm going to move back in with my parents. What? We just moved you into. Yeah, do you think you can help me? Okay, so that Sunday morning, I'm back at the apartment, helping him move back into his parents.
Damn.
And that Sunday night, I get a call. So we talked. I'm going to move back in. What? Yeah, do you think you can help me?
Did you say fuck no?
I'll be there. What time you need me?
That's a friend.
It was right there. I mean, yeah. So, yeah. That happened.
And that's another reason why we didn't want to ask anyone, because there have been times where we're the only ones who showed up to help somebody move.
Yeah.
And it's like, that sucks. That really sucks for that to happen. And it's disappointment, because a lot of times people say, yeah, I'll be there. And then something comes up, or they just don't show up. Yeah. And yeah, we don't want to deal with that either. That, again, I think we don't want that disappointment. And we also don't want to try to plan something and then be like, fuck, now we got to rearrange things. So
yeah, I've always been very, I'll be there for my friends, but I'm not one, that I'm not one to ask for help with anything.
Not our style.
It's just never been my style ever. I don't like to borrow things from people. I never borrow money, never. Like, that's a big no-no for me. I'll never do that. But even as a kid growing up, like, I got burned one time letting somebody borrow a Green Day CD. It was like a bootleg CD I'd gotten at a place called Relax Music. And it was a bootleg CD of Green Day at Woodstock 94, and then like a bunch of other live stuff that they did. And I let my friend borrow it. And it was actually the same friend who my drum set got stolen. That was that same friend. I let him borrow.
That's another episode. Check it out. The day my music died.
Yes. I let him borrow the CD, and I thought he was going to just dub it onto a tape or something. I didn't, whatever. And I kept asking him for it. Hey, because, I let him borrow it, and I'm like, I'll let him borrow for like a week. And then I kind of want it back because I listened to it. Yeah. Like, I like it. It's my music. Every time I'd ask him for it. Oh yeah. I'll bring it to you, tomorrow or whatever. And then he'd show up. Hey, you got my CD? Oh shoot, I forgot it. Yeah, I'll get it to you next.
That's what you say. It was one of those to your house.
All right. So that was weird. Our computer, the laptop died.
Yeah. It's plugged into power, but it still died.
Anyway, so we're finishing this up on the phone. I think it died while I was telling the story about
the Green Day story. Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, my buddy lost the CD. He finally came clean and told me, and I was like, so from that point on, I never let anybody borrow anything anything. Nobody borrowed a damn thing. I myself never asked to borrow stuff because I just don't like. If I want something, I'll just get my own.
Yeah.
I'll get my own thing, whatever.
Yeah, we don't borrow things.
So we don't borrow stuff. We just get our own things, and that's it.
Pretty much.
So anyway,
we'll wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up here because we're now using a phone. So we'll wrap it up here. But
yes,
thanks everybody for taking the time and listening.
Yes.
And until next time, I am the Golden Greek. I don't even think I introduced us at the beginning. Now that I think about it. Anyway, well,
you know who we are.
I'm Alex Arion. This is my beautiful, lovely, amazing wife, the lovely Monique.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.
We love hearing from and interacting with our hearers and watchers. Feel free to reach out to us on Twitter
at Homewrecker Pod.
You can also visit our website,
homewreckerpodcast.com,
where you can check out past episodes and pick up some Homewrecker Podcast gear from our online store.
Also, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe or follow button wherever you're hearing or watching our show. That way you can be notified whenever a new episode drops. We're on all major podcasting platforms, and you can check out the video versions of our show at YouTube and Brighteon.
You can also find Monique in a few places online as well.
I'm on Twitter @_MoniqueGiselle_. If you're interested in a tarot reading, organite, incense, candles, and other cool things, you can go to my website, tarotbymonique.com. Or if you're interested in hypnotherapy, you can go to innerstandingshypnosis.com to schedule a free 20-minute consult. And follow me on Twitter @MoniquePCHT. And Alex, how can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter @TheAlexArion. And you can check out my website, AlexArionFitness.com.
And if that's too much to remember, we get it. That's why we put it all in our show notes.
Thanks for spending your time with us, and we appreciate all of your support.
We do. Thank you. We love you.